involve more than one finger.
Well, I'll say that might be a good reason to like restart this thing real quick. Think you got your Audacity working, Josh?
No, not at all.
No.
It is, but it's just not. It's flat. Like it's. I literally tested it right before this, so there's something that is either Ninja is interfering with it. Um, I don't know how you guys have been going at this for a little while, or
Just a couple minutes.
Just about 5 minutes, yeah. Nope, Eric says it's working now.
Let's just see if I can see this.
yeah, look, everything should be. Everything should be working okay. There it is. I got it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That was exciting. So you guys are doing well?
As well as could be expected, I'll say on my side.
Yeah. So basically, our country is, our Prime Minister decided not to let anybody go anywhere. So I'm pretty much stuck at home these days.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I spent all day making kiwi pies, though, meat and cheese pies.
Mince and cheese or steak and cheese?
Mince.
Yeah, you got to have mince and cheese.
Yeah, well, I've made some hamburger and some venison.
So you don't have pies in Canada?
No, not really. Not like this.
No, I guess we do the best pies.
I didn't say that. I just said I was making some.
I'll be making donuts.
Yeah, in your car or in a deep fryer?
In my car? No, in a fryer.
Okay.
My son ate. I made 24 donuts, and my son ate 11 of them.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll say on the like Android stuff, hardware wise, I now have my N plus Nord N100, and it is definitely slower a little bit. So the good news is now I have two of them since my wife doesn't want hers. So I'm going to try to offload some stuff onto that one and maybe figure out what's going on with this battery optimization stuff. And I did try to look on the ROM scene for the first time literally in like 8 years, and it is quite abandoned compared to how it used to be.
Yeah, no one ROMs anymore.
I'm sure they do, but man, there's not many of them. You know, just like I'm sure there's still people who run Unix in their house.
Like you.
I run Linux, not Unix.
Oh, and you've still got a Unix server there somewhere.
Wouldn't shock me. So when it comes to like that kind of thing, I'm just working it out. The wife, I will say, is loving the Android TV Chromecast. I think having the dedicated remote literally like set her over the edge, because before with the Chromecast, she wanted nothing to do with it because she literally wanted to like browse Facebook as she's watching shows kind of thing. So with the dedicated remote, I think it makes it much easier. The voice search, I think, is another thing that she just absolutely loves. The voice search on the home screen does not deep search every app, though. I found that out. It does search Netflix. It does search Tubi. It does search Amazon, but it doesn't search them all. So that's one shortcoming, I'll say.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a sim. I don't have the Google TV app, but the hardware. I've got a a different one. It's called Smart View, but it's Google. It's Android TV, and that dedicated remote is fantastic. You just flick around, and it's got voice search as well, and it can check everything.
Yeah, and I'll say there has been like new hardware coming out all the time. Most of it, I will say, I'm thinking is very uninspiring, is what I'll say. You
Mm.
know, slabs of glass, another slab of glass. Um, I do think that the high end continuously keeps coming down to where we are going to get. Hopefully, this is the year coming up 2022 where we're literally going to have a sub like $250 phone that is near indistinguishable from what someone's paying $800 to $1,000 for.
Yep. Well, you see the new Oppo foldable. I think foldables are really starting to take off now. That's where the market's going, and I think as foldables take off, you're going to get the traditional slabs getting cheaper because people want to offload their stock.
Yeah, I will say um there's a couple YouTube videos I saw where they took a look at the Oppo Find N is what it's called. And I will say when Oppo does something like this, any day now OnePlus is going to do one. You know, that's one of the big pluses to them being joined at the hip like they are. Um I don't think the Oppo Find N is the perfect foldable kind of thing. It definitely has shortcomings. It's a little bit shorter. It's a little bit oddly shaped. You know, the thickness is something everyone's going to pick on. But I will say,
Sounds like me, Door.
yeah. But I will say I do think it's very obvious they've been working on that form factor for years, is what they said, and I do
Mm.
think that they are on something, and I do think it will become the norm. The only question is, you know, how much longer is this going to take? Because we've been talking about foldables now literally for years, and
Mm.
none of them have gotten any real traction in the real world.
Yeah, until Samsung came out with the Galaxy Fold, then that smaller form factor really became quite popular. I think with particularly with women who have smaller pockets, as we all know.
Yeah, that was something that I just was set privy to over the last. Geez, how long is it? Anybody know how long it's been since we've done one of these?
3
August.
months.
3 months. Yeah, wow. Was the fact that women's pants in general have no pockets? Like they're just
But no,
fake pockets. What good is this?
maybe we should ask Eric. He wears them all the time.
Well, small hands. Smells like cabbage.
Yeah, and I will say the couple YouTube videos I looked at this Oppo Find X, it really does look like it is a fine piece of hardware. I'll say it. I don't know what is the great form factor on this one. When you open up the phone, one of the backs is the camera, the other back is the other screen.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
what I didn't like was when you open it up, it has 120 refresh rate. When you close
yeah.
it, that other screen
Only
only
60
has
on
a
the front.
60 refresh. It's like
Yeah,
I think that's the kind of thing that people might pick up on and not like is what I'll say.
and it's expensive as well. That if they can do something about getting the price down, then I think we'll see a huge change in uptake.
Well,
Right.
Ivor would be interested in if it had like a wristwatch attachment as well.
Yeah. I think it's the kind of thing you know, we have to suffer through it. Like when the Diamond Rio came out, it was a very expensive MP3 player because it was a Creative
Mm.
Labs thing. It was very beginning. It literally had a small spinning disc in it because they didn't spin up enough hardware manufacturers to bring the prices down. I honestly think if this phone does see success in any level, it's going to help drive all those prices down to where hopefully by the 2023 end of 2023 we could see a serious like sub $500 foldable phone that isn't bad.
Mm. But the problem is that none of them are available. Well, none of the Oppo phones are available in the US yet, are they? Can you
Um,
buy Chinese
there
phones there yet?
well, all of their main targets are always India and China first. I
Mm.
do believe that both of the Samsungs are available to purchase here,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
but
don't.
that's Samsung, aren't they? So
Yeah, and I haven't seen anybody buy any of them. I do think the Motorola Razor was technically available too. I think the Razor 2 was available, but haven't seen them, of course, anywhere either.
mm.
The other like hardware kind of news that at least caught my attention, and you know, I've had at least a dozen tablets. You know what I mean? I think they have their use case. I think they're the perfect TV computer to where, you know, they're watching something. Oh, what was she in? What was she in? And then you can easily look it up on your tablet kind of thing. But I will say it looks like they said OnePlus could be launching their tablet, their first tablet ever, here in the next couple months. In India will be their first target. And I will say, if anybody, I think, could possibly do a tablet and actually make it interesting again, I do think that OnePlus is the company that might be able to hit that margin of a very fair price with really decent performance.
Yeah, but the problem with tablets is that people buy them for the kids, so they don't want to spend too much money on them. They turn into games machines. They don't have any serious, professional use or anything like that. Guys like you and I will quickly get frustrated with them because of the sluggish processors and cheap and lack of RAM that they have. I don't think I've ever seen a tablet that has more than 3 gig of RAM. That it's really frustrating trying to find a decent tablet. Especially in my country anyway. But until they can come up with a super powered bloody tablet that is decent and has some decent specs to it, then I'm not interested.
Right. Well, the suspected specs are a 120 hertz screen, a Snapdragon 870, which is still a fairly new processor, 6 gigs of RAM with 256 gigs of onboard storage, a 7,000 milliamp battery. Not sure how long that would last in a tablet, and it will be about $500. To which I think one of the things you said that really I think clicked with me is I can honestly see it being a decent handheld gaming device, because I'm getting old. I like a bigger screen now. Please, thank you. These like 3.5-inch screens to try to do games on, no, they don't work anymore.
No. My daughter keeps pestering me to buy her a Nintendo Switch, which is around about $400, and then there's like $100 for each game, and it's saying, what, why are we spending this much money on things?
Well, to defend the Switch, only the first party games and the big party games are the full price. Most of the other games will be about a third that price. So if the games are about 100, expect most of the games would literally be around $30-$35.
Right. Okay. So like Super Mario Brothers will be $100.
Yes. Absolutely. Anything with the Nintendo at the top, any Zelda, any Metroid, any Mario, any of the, full price. Now you can get them on sale, but of course what they call a sale is like, 20% off, which ain't a lot.
I mean, if you're going to do a gaming tablet, if you're serious about a gaming tablet, the Switch seems to be the way to go. If you've got deep pockets, of course.
Well, I mean, everything else is more expensive. Xbox is more expensive. PlayStation is more expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
Decent size iPad, more expensive. The only thing that, in my humble opinion, competes with it is the yet released Steam Deck, which is big and clunky, but can play a lot of stuff, especially if you're okay with downloading images of games and emulating them. Then the world is your oyster.
Yeah. Of course, none of us do that.
My son called me a stinking pirate. My youngest son.
Well, you got the beard for it now, Door.
Yeah, because he said he wanted some game and it was only available on the PS4. I said, dude, you are never getting a PS4. The community on those systems are toxic. You already cuss enough. We're not getting that. And he says, well, it's only available on the PS4. I said, I bet you I can emulate that on my computer downstairs. And then he called me he's 13 years old, mind you. He called me a expletive. I can't say it, pirate in front of my wife. And my wife immediately just turned to him and smacked him across his face. I was like,
oh, you'll have child protection services on the door.
And he said that to me when he was like 8. I said, dude, I dare you. I dare you. Because whoever comes that door, I'm beating the crap out of him.
And so you should too.
So I digress. So now with that said, one of the things I just learned was the Oculus headsets put out by the Meta Facebook. Oculus is nothing more than Android phone slapped in a headset. Basically, it is Android
What?
running. Yes. I had no idea.
Hmm.
So my son complained he has his Oculus 2 and he says it ain't working right. It ain't working right. I said, dude, just hard reset the damn thing. Because he's had it for nearly 2 years. And anybody knows if you have an Android phone for 2 years and you're heavy into, using up the disk space and downloading stuff, once in a while you need to just nuke and pave.
Reset it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's working better since he did that, but he's still complaining, saying that he wants to get a new gaming computer for Christmas and a new headset. Wow. Man, that must feel really nice to want all that stuff.
Well, with that beard of yours, you are looking rather like Father Christmas.
Yeah,
So
well,
maybe
he's
it's got you confused.
He's getting coal.
It's getting a piece of coal.
Yeah, lumps of coal.
In our family, it's a stick.
Yeah.
So the Oculus is Android driven.
Yeah, I had no idea.
No, either did I, because that might be one of the most ubiquitous pieces of Android hardware in the near future. With I just see the metaverse taking over society.
Yeah. What do we think of the metaverse? It's happened in the last 3 months, isn't it?
I think 99.999% of the time when a company sets out to try to do something like this, they never even get close to what they want.
But
I am not sticking a stupid headset on for meetings. Ever.
yeah, but it's past that, and it's not just one company. Like there's plenty of technology companies, crypto companies that are working towards this. I mean, there are different metaverses that people are spending millions of dollars on land purchases and then selling land speculation in the metaverse. There's one where somebody paid $400,000 for a house next to Snoop Dogg's house that he had bought in the metaverse. So I mean, people are going nuts.
Yeah, they did that with Second Life though too, didn't they?
Yeah, they did it with all of the iterations of this that's went in the past. Yeah, a flash in the pan where people are spending money, I don't measure as being a success just yet, because I still cannot see anybody spending any significant time of any day with a headset on. Because that's the whole thing. The reason why phones are successful is because people can sit there for 12 hours a day doing this. just scrolling. I mean, their thumbs are gigantic. I can only imagine we could solve world hunger if we could just take the power out of those thumbs of those people doing this all day. And the headset, the batteries suck. I don't know how much you guys know about headsets. They suck. They're like less than 2 hours of life in them. So you got to plug them up. And then if you dare have it plugged in as you're playing it, you're going to damage something. Always. And have you seen people who come out of those things? They literally look like raccoon faced. They literally look like a Hollywood thing because they have big red marks all over their face kind of thing. It reminds me of that horrible Bruce Willis movie. What do I say? Serendipity.
Oh, I think I know the one. Yes, I know the one.
Yeah, where that was the thing. Everybody stayed at home and they put their mask on and their robots who were perfect looking went around the world kind of thing. And then when they knocked on their door and they opened up, they looked like crap. I blame the headsets.
It's idiocracy is what it is. But it's also, I mean, we're not the initial target audience. So, Ivor put anti-Facebook rant 321 in the chat, but I mean, Facebook wasn't for older adults and grandparents when it came out either. But you grab the kids, and then they pull everybody else in with them.
Facebook was supposed to be for exactly me when it came out. Young, horny guy who wasn't connected. That's who it was built for. Now it's built for grandparents, sending nonsensical memes about the election is stolen and the vaccines have chips in them.
Don't they?
So it's like now it's like I think he sees Facebook just crumbling into a cesspool of crap and just trying to reach for anything to be successful.
But that again, it's not him. It's not Meta. It's not Facebook.
Metaverse is his. There's other people doing similar networks, but he's pushing his.
But the metaverse isn't.
The metaverse doesn't exist.
Well, but it's also it's like Kleenex or like you grab something to blow your nose. You're asking for a Kleenex. It could be a piece of toilet paper.
Well, that's why he's been taking down literally people who have their name Metaverse.
Well, the metaverse was what's Stevenson, I think. What's the guy that wrote Kryptonom? Neil Stevenson. Yeah, I believe he was the one that came up with the term.
He might have, but he didn't trademark it. Zuckerberg did. So it's just like anything else. And a name is inconsequential. It doesn't matter what it's called. It's Web 3.0 kind of thing. It's whatever it becomes is what it is. Because like when Web 2.0 came out, no one said, now I'm in Web 2.0. They just said, well, have you tried this new app? Have you checked out that website? Have you seen Keyhole? You can go and look at the globe. It's interactive kind of thing. I think the same thing is going to happen. No one's going to call it a metaverse. Just like nobody called it the information superhighway, except for news reporters,
Cyberspace.
Yeah. I can't believe we still use the word cyber when it comes to security. It's like you might as well just sit on a porch knitting sweaters using cyber.
Just doing some whittling.
Yeah.
I'm working on my cyber security.
Yeah, that's a paddling.
Yeah. But I can see even with all of the shortcomings that's happened in the last couple months with Android and security, like the horrible one involving Microsoft Teams, which makes no sense. If you had Microsoft Teams installed on just the right device, you couldn't dial 911. What the hell kind of issue is that? How can I don't even understand how such a thing could happen, but that just tells me that there are definitely things going on in the Android code that people are not properly testing, vetting, putting through its loops, QA testing or something, which is a little bit scary. But with that said, I still think we're going to have tons of super cheap devices moving forward where you're going to be able to do a whole bunch of stuff. And dare I say it like this, but the Pixel 6 proved me to be completely wrong about the possibility of Google and their own custom chip. I mean, Apple doing the M1 chip, I knew was going to have some success because they've done this before. They're controlling the entire stack, the hardware, the middleware, the software, everything was under their control. So why wouldn't it work right? And then Google said they're going to have their Pixel 6 with their own Tensor chip. I thought, well, this is going to catch fire. Let me grab a thing of popcorn and watch. And no, completely wrong. It is unbelievably successful, which I think is great because now we're going to have real, true, like knockdown, drop dead competition between Qualcomm, between the Samsung processor that I can't remember, between all of the
Exynos, I think it is.
Exynos, all of the lower ones that come in the normal cheap Chinese knockoff phones, they're all going to get better because of this competition. And I hate to say it like this, if Google can pull a Apple maneuver, control the chip, control the operating system, I think moving forward, instead of the Pixel devices being, great at taking pictures, but not a lot else, I hate to say it, I think they might actually become the best damn phones that are out there.
Do you think that that Android or that Google will try to not sandbox, but do as Apple has and close source their OS and go with that model? And I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. And then just fork Android and just cut it off
Well,
that point.
I'll say if I was hired consultant to come into Google and tell them how to do that, number one, they've already proven that they can take the oh my god, the alternate operating system that I can't think of the name right now, that they silently replaced Android on the Nest hubs with their next generation non-Android operating system.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
I want to call it. It's not cyan. Like, yeah, I can't remember. Well, with that,
It's something like that.
I know. There's no reason why, if they did that, they couldn't do a similar thing on Pixel devices, to where you Samsung people can use Android, you know Asus people can use Android, you Oppo you can use Android, but we at Google, we're going to use this. And as far as users are concerned, you're not going to really see a big, huge difference in how they look. But as far as performance is concerned, I could see them basically taking that, using their own custom chips, locking it down, and then owning the high-end Android ecosystem moving forward. Because I don't see how anybody could compete. Nobody out there who's making chips can make a great piece of hardware. And I don't know if you guys have seen the Qualcomm phone.
Oh
They've
yeah,
had
that
now.
came out a while ago. Yeah, yeah.
Well, they've had two of them in the last 2 years. They are the most redonkulous, stupid-looking phones I think I've seen in my life. And everyone who's using them are like, it's fine. Nothing about it's great, they say. Yeah, it's fine. Like, wow, that's
Like the red
really
phone.
Yeah. So it's like, dare I say, if Google wants to be the next Apple, I hate to say, I think they might be able to do it.
Well, I think that their main strength is that they can do it cheaper than Apple does.
Well, anybody can do it cheaper than Apple.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why the Pixel 6 is very popular, because you're getting flagship specs for not a flagship price. And sure, some things are a bit compromised, but still a lot better proposition than buying a new iPhone.
Yeah, and the wife yesterday watched a brand new Disney movie, Ron Gone Wrong, I think it's called. It's where a poor kid, it's now all of a sudden every kid's getting this little egg-shaped thing that follows around them, takes pictures of them, posts to their social media, and finds friends for them, kind of thing. And the company's called Bubble. Obviously, it's supposed to be Apple. And then the kid gets one that's broken. It isn't connected to the network. No safety protocols are on. Blah 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 blah. And it's like, it's so painfully obvious this is trying to basically mock Apple and how Apple does everything. They own everything from the top down. And there was a point to that I was going to say about it.
Price competition. Ecosystem.
Oh. One of the things that the bot was able to do, which a couple of years ago we would think is science fiction, where it would take a picture of people and then it said, oh, we need to take this out of the picture, and tap, boom, the thing was gone out of the picture. Where now the Google Pix 6 does have that magic picture, magic eraser, where you can take a picture of a crowd of people and you can literally highlight and say, I want that person out of the picture. And it will, like Adolf Hitler grade, remove people from pictures to where you couldn't tell that they were there in the first place.
Does it do it like Back to the Future, where they just sort of like melt away?
No, it does it.
That'd
like
be cool.
Hitler and Stalin, literally, when they were taking pictures with people and later they didn't like that person, they would literally have that person removed from all of those copies of those pictures moving forward, kind of thing. That's what this technology is like, dare I say.
Impressive when you consider they didn't even have Photoshop in those days.
Yeah. Oh, somebody had to do it by hand.
Yeah.
Literally. One of my channel's technology connections was talking about how to do Photoshop type things in the real world with real developer and film and negatives, kind of thing. And it's a little interesting is what I'll say. But I digress.
Have you ever developed film in a dark room?
No, but I watched him do it, and that was it's close enough I needed to get.
Yeah, I did it. I used to have a job once where in the school holidays when I was a youngster, and I would develop film in a dark room. It was great. I loved it.
Gotcha.
Fuchsia is the
fuchsia.
word.
Phew, yeah. That's the alternate
that's-
operating system with the microkernel that they literally silently replaced the Google Nest Hub operating Android system with Fuchsia, and the users had no idea it looked exactly the same. I don't see why they couldn't do that on a phone. I don't know what could be stopping them, is what I'll say, of putting it on a phone.
Yeah, didn't they sort of focus on IoT solutions for future? There's going to be an IoT system.
Well, it's a assistant driven operating system is the way I'll put it. But yes, and it does that lends itself with IoT kind of thing. Like we had a Google Home Mini down here that I would every now and then just use to define words because I'm an idiot. My oldest son, all of a sudden started taking 2-hour showers in the morning and falling asleep in the shower, and was like being late for school. So I literally took the Google Home Mini, put it in the shower, and I said, now when you take a shower, you can literally set a timer. Okay, schmoogle, set timer for 40 minutes kind of thing. I was like,
40-minute shower.
Well,
does he smoke a cigarette before he goes to sleep?
Everything he does methodically slow is the way I'll put it. And I say that with nothing but love in my heart. If I literally ask him to take the trash out, he'll start doing it right away. It won't be done for 20 minutes.
Oh, that sounds so familiar.
Yeah. So yeah, it could
You've got so much to look forward to, Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. This kid, he doesn't stop. He's full go all the time.
Right. But yeah, I will say Fuchsia it lends itself to being a assistant driven experience, which is an IoT type experience. So yeah.
Yeah, I think they were wary of the third operating system issue with that Microsoft fell into. There were no apps and there were no phones, and it just sort of died a death. I think they were trying to test the market first with IoT stuff.
Yeah, and I do think that every company learned from IBM back in the day, which is you cannot rest on any laurels. You have to once you stop innovating, you're dead.
And
you're
BlackBerry.
Literally dead. Yeah, and BlackBerry. Because like Microsoft for years, thanks to Steve Ballmer, invented nothing, changed nothing. And then once he left, the very next guy started making changes. We're changing. Half of the changes were stupid. Half the changes netted them billions of friggin' dollars. So it's like, yeah, I think Google understands if we don't continuously do something, we might as well just, start selling apples by the side of the road kind of thing.
Very true. Should we have an app?
Whoa. Ivor. Watch your mouth.
Okay, well, I want to bring a suite of 2 apps that are related, and they're related because they're by the same developer. But I also believe that they relate to different audiences. Is the way I'll put it. Back in the day, and here in the U.S., we had a game called Tecmo Bowl, and then we had Super Tecmo Bowl, and we had a whole bunch of different versions of Tecmo Bowl. And the beauty in the football game was its simplicity. Sure, you had names and sure you had different plays to pick from, but it was only like 4 plays in the first version to pick from. And when the person picked a defense, they didn't pick a defense. They picked which offensive player they're going to defend against. So it's very simple. You know what I mean? This developer named New Star Games Ltd. Put out 2 games here. One of them is called Retro Bowl, which is very much like the classic Tecmo Bowl game. A little bit of it is different, is what I'm going to say. You actually have to like aim your pass. In the old game, you just changed who you're passing the ball to, hit the button. And then there's some things that the game does for you, in air quotes, where you don't have to do it, kind of thing. So it gives you a little bit less control in one area, a little bit more control in another area. But I will say, if you're a fan of those old classic 8-bit, 16-bit football games, this will be an addiction that will be hard to put down. That's the warning I'm going to tell people. Now, it wouldn't shock me if people over the other side of the pond will have a similar addiction to classic soccer, in air quotes, football. Quick trivia. Okay, you guys know that it was called soccer by British people for a very long time. And then the elites over there said, we shouldn't be calling it soccer. We should be calling it football. So then they literally stopped calling it soccer because too many people were using that word.
So the Yanks got it right to start with. They just kept the right name.
Kind of is what I'm going to say. But then they went back and now football. Okay, whatever. But now they have Retro Goal, New Star Games Ltd, that has the exact same kind of form and function, except now it's classic soccer football kind of thing. I sent this to two people I know overseas, and like 3 days later, they both said, the next time you send me an app, I'm sending you a bill because this app is taking way too much of my time away from me. Okay. So that's the caveat. Now, really quick rewind. Retro Bowl, New Star Games Ltd Sports, 463,000 reviews. E for everyone, does have in-app purchases. I do believe the in-app purchases just removes the ads. 4.8 average reviews. Updated November 23rd, 2021, 18 megs in size, 1 million plus installs. Current version 1.4.96, requires 4.1 Android and up. In-app purchases can go up as high as $10, which kind of shocks me. All it needs is full network access, and to view network connections, that's for the ads. Similar stats, similar numbers, and similar permissions on Retro Goal. So I'll say if you are a fan of 8-bit or 16-bit sports games, one of these I think should, dare I say, tickle your fancy.
They should do an ice hockey one for Josh.
Yeah, man. No, does Retro Bowl have Bo Jackson and Lawrence Taylor on the other side? Because I played the hell out of Tecmo Bowl and Super Tecmo Bowl, and those two guys are just unstoppable.
Yeah, all they have is numbers. They don't have any deal with the National Football League's Players Association to have actual names in there. But yes, I too remember Bo Jackson and Barry Sanders, nearly unstoppable. And the center on the San Francisco 49ers, if you moved right, could basically sack any quarterback within like 3 seconds. But you had to be really good at it.
Yeah, those were the good old days. You don't just mash buttons.
Yeah.
I'd be very keen on a rugby version.
Please don't hold your breath.
Oh.
Were there rugby games back then, Ivor?
Back then, of course there were.
Yeah, like well on like NES, and I don't know. We didn't have them around here.
Yeah, you could get a couple. I think EA Sports did one.
If anybody would, it's EA Sports, yeah.
Hmm.
So, do you guys have any apps?
Yep, I've got one. This is one I've been looking forward to since I got my new phone, which runs Android 11, of course, and you need Android 11 to run this game. It's a Civilization 6 Build a City strategy 4X game. So this is the mobile version of the PC game, and I have played it twice, and I have to say that it is almost exactly the same as the PC game, which is really good. The phone does get a bit warm because it's a bit processor intensive, but I was very impressed with how close to the PC version this game is. It's very difficult though. I found like after the first 10 moves, I had to give up because I knew I'd lost the game already because I was my civilization was so far behind everybody else's. I was just going to get murdered. I only tried the single player. I didn't try the multiplayer option. But yeah, if you're into Civilization, and if you've played Civilization 6 on the PC, this is a great little mobile version to take with you on holiday or anywhere else you need to go to while away the hours building your civilization.
Well, it's a good thing that you only made it through 10 turns because it says that the first 60 are free, and then you have
Yeah,
to
yeah,
upgrade to keep playing. So
yeah. I only tried the first 60, but I think if you're a real fan of the game, you'd probably be willing to pay some money for it
Yeah,
eventually.
and I'm a firm believer every game should have a demo of some sort.
Hmm.
If you don't have a demo, you're literally losing opportunities because if I look at a game, I can't always tell if I'm gonna like it. If I watch a video, I can't always tell if I'm gonna like it. If I actually play part of it, I can tell if I like it. And to have the
Hmm.
first 60 turns, I'm gonna guess you should know in 60 turns whether or not this is your thing or not.
Hmm. Yep. But you will need a decently spec phone that's running at least Android 11, I think, or Android 10. Um, and yeah, prepare to spend a few hours battling away. It's good stuff. Good to see these games. I think the next kind of version of AAA games that's coming out is Diablo. It's going to come out on mobile sometime in the next year or two, hopefully, once
Gotcha.
they've lived down their embarrassment.
It does look like it does support Android 9 and up, so you could
Right.
use a slightly older device. But I would say I could see this on a Chromebook, looking
Yes.
and fitting perfectly.
Yep. Chromebook or a tablet.
there's your
But
tablet. There it
there's
is.
your tablet. Yeah. If there was a reason to get a tablet, this would be it.
Well, I think that some of the, as far as not to go back to the tablet discussion too much, but I think Door might have brought it up a while ago when we were discussing tablets, like using it for um, like music, using it for what's that called, like equalizer and all the knobs and the buttons for making music and sound. A soundboard. Hey, there it is. A board that you use for sound. What's that called? um, so yeah. Anyway,
A piano.
I'll bring an app here too, and it's this one. I can't remember. Somebody sent an email, which I don't know if we have any emails. Are you aware, Door, if we have any emails over the last 3 months?
I honestly do not think we do.
Okay. So what I was trying to do, and I'd mentioned last time we did a show 3 years ago, was how to automatically connect to my 5G home network, or my, instead of 2.4 gigahertz. It's not 5G technically, but and not being able to do it. And so I think maybe Red had sent an email, and this is called MacDroid Device Automation, and it's by Arlo Soft, and it's under Tools, and it's last updated November 25th, 2021, and it has 50,922 reviews, average 4.6, and 5 million plus installs. And my cat is scratching at my door.
I think my OBS might have locked up.
And so this is oh, sorry, I'm think I'm starting to come down with a cold, and I'm extremely tired. So what's the app where you can basically control anything on your phone, but it's extremely difficult to maneuver
Tasker.
around? Tasker, thank you. Oh my god, you win the prize, Door. So this is sort of a Node Red version of Tasker almost, and so I had set it up to where when the network was in range, that it would automatically switch to it, and it seemed to be working really well. But because I have a Huawei phone, it would shut off the app whenever it wanted to so that it wouldn't actually work.
Yep.
And so then I found this app, and I think somebody had mentioned it as well, but it's called Don't Kill My App, Make Apps Work by Urban Droid. And it's under tools, and it has 3,996 reviews, average 4.9 and 2.5 megs in size, 100,000 plus installs, version 2.5, requires Android 4.1 and up.
Yeah. I thought I recognized the developer. He's the guy who also did Sleep as Android. Really smart developer.
What's his name, Dor?
Right there.
Peter, how do you say that?
Nalevka.
Nalevka.
Feliz
Peter
Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. Yeah.
If you're listening, Peter, please let us know. And so so then this is supposed to basically make it to where you can keep your device from killing your app. But I think that the Huawei was killing this app as well. I don't know. It was a while ago, but I just couldn't get everything to work
You need a
together.
different phone, man.
I didn't even understand this. Like when I opened this app, it's so simple, but I didn't know what it was doing. And it's like, okay, push the button and it'll do the benchmark and blah, blah, blah. And I did that. And then I didn't really know if I made it work or if that was something else. I'm just dumb. But as far as maybe I do need a new phone, but I mean it's still like it does everything that I need to do, and it's
right.
It's got a good camera too.
It's got a really good camera.
Yeah,
so
that's the kicker, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, I don't carry a phone or a camera anywhere. Like it's a really good camera.
Right.
So thank you, Chinese overlords.
Yeah, that Macro Droid application, didn't Microsoft have something to do with that, or did they buy it? Couldn't remember.
Oh,
but
I don't know.
It's owned, it says the developer is Arlosoft, which I think is a Microsoft company, but I'm not sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I do know Microsoft encouraged their internal developers to launch apps under their own umbrella, and if we thought it was successful enough, we would reimburse you for it, kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, I think they did a lot of acquisitions at the time when they started moving into Android. When they gave up on their own Android system.
Yeah, and they still have their Neo device out there that I can't see anybody actually buying. But hey, we did have some emails is what I want to say. Really short. One email was from Michael Sanders about Samsung Galaxy and RAM. And it turns out the brand newest of the newest Samsung phone, they have Samsung RAM Plus. Okay. And what I thought it would do was it would use your SD card and basically convert the physical area of your SD card into a virtual RAM to give you more RAM when you need it. Because that's what has been done for years. I mean, literally back in Windows 3.1 days, you could get RAM doubler applications that would literally just take a section of your hard disk and devote it to RAM. And it would be at the very beginning of the drive, so it'd be as fast as possible. Blah blah blah.
Hey, Dor, sorry, real quick. Is that swap? Would that just be like a
after
swap?
After the DOS 4.0, 5.0 days, and after RAM doublers became very popular, then Microsoft took page file, swap file, and said we're going to do this ourselves, kind of thing. And what swap allows you to do is allows you to take RAM and swap it with other things quickly, is what I would say. So in the Microsoft realm, your RAM is still your RAM. Your swap file is just a place where extra RAM goes when it's not being used. So now Samsung is doing this Samsung RAM Plus, and they're not using your SD card. They're using your internal storage. So quite literally, if you have a 256 gig internal drive on your phone, some of that will be taken away and used as RAM. To which I just want to quote the angry video game nerd and say, "What are you thinking?" That to me is the stupidest thing to do in the history of computing, is to use your most valuable asset, that internal fast storage, and whittle away, to say that word again, to whittle away at its lifespan, whittle away at its reliability, whittle away at how well it works, just to make some fake RAM up.
Yeah, but that's what they want. They want you to buy a new phone within a year. So they don't care if it runs out, if it destroys itself.
I mean, I just can't believe it, but that's what they're doing. So if you buy the newest Samsung device and you have Samsung RAM Plus, they're literally using your internal storage, not SD cards, to emulate RAM on a phone that already has like 16 gigs of RAM. So they're like giving like an extra 2 gigs of RAM on it. So thank you, Michael Sanders, for setting the record straight and educating me on yet another reason why I am not buying a Samsung device.
Well, that's understandable for from one aspect. If I'm correct, I think the SD card speed memory of the memory there is too slow to be used as RAM. So they might have had no other option than to go for the internal hard drive.
I just think it's absolutely nuts just to use like the valuable resource for that. But yes, SD
Yeah, I agree.
cards are always going to be slower. Always going to be slower.
Yeah. So you may as well not have it at all. It's just a gimmick.
Yeah,
Like
that's
so much-
exactly what it is, Ivor. Just a marketing ploy.
Ooh, I've got 16 gig of RAM.
Oh, I've got 18 now. Great.
And it was Michael Saunders that said, hey, guys, as always, thanks for the great show. During show 575, the last one, Josh mentioned the Tasker app, from which I recall
There it
Josh has been trying to use the extremely powerful app, but found the user interface not very friendly. Same for me. For the past 5 years or so, I have tried to use Tasker, but I just couldn't get it really to understand in the UI terminology. And this is coming from a diehard Android geek. Well, I recently came across a similar app with a more friendly UI and easier to understand. The app is Macro Droid, and it can be found on the Play Store. Bang! I was able to create my first macro in a matter of minutes. I really like the color-coded layout and simplicity. Basically, it's a 3-step process: determine the trigger, decide the action, and if it's needed, apply any constraints. These appear to be there appears to be a rather large user community includes a useful forum and template library. I'm really liking Macro Droid and seriously thinking about paying the one-time upgrade of $4.99. So
I
thank you,
use
Mike.
IFTTT. That's also a good one.
Yeah, but that's different. I do use that. But you can't really like set that up for like for phone settings. You're talking about if this then that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If this then that on Android does have some extra things you can do versus the web app that are strictly just Android related, like geofencing your area, enabling or disabling stuff like Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Yeah, but you can also create your own ones to do whatever you like. It's quite flexible, I've found. I haven't really played around with it that much.
Okay. Yeah, because I've used I've used if this then that. Like I signed up for the professional one when it first came out. And so I actually have a few of those running for servers that I have going here for when they go down. It sends me an email.
Right.
Blah blah blah. But yeah, I'll have to check out the Android app as well. And yes, as Ivor said, and Red mentioned that he had sent a voicemail to her.
I don't remember a voicemail, not gonna lie.
Well, Red's a liar from what I can tell.
I do see an email from him, and this is an email from read. It says the app New Sun, NEWSON, has the news broadcast of several local news stations. They run news live without commercials, and then a short time after the broadcast is available to replay it with a short break where the commercials were. They have 2 local stations in my market. I haven't checked to see if they have any Canadian stations covered. I added the pic of the screen in the Play Store. Thanks for all your work, guys. Glad you're doing better, Door. Again, it's called NEWSON is the app.
I have not checked that out.
There you go. News On is what they call it. Watch local news. I will say I'll be afraid it's one of those things that's really only US centric, but I don't know. But it's News On, all one word. Watch local TV news from News On, news and magazines. Everyone 10 and up. 2,646 reviews. Does contain ads. 3.7 average reviews, I think, which is actually kind of high for an app like this. Updated October 29th, 2021. 15 megs in size, 100,000 installs. Current version 3.0.20 requires 5.0 Android and up. Content rating, everyone 10 and up, which I like. Does need your location access, so it might lock you in. Or no, it might just use your location access to figure out here's all your local stations we have. And then it just needs like network access, which I would expect.
Yeah, it looks like a TV watching app rather than a reading articles app. So we
Yeah,
don't
I
have any
can't.
news channels.
I'm so over network news. Like, I don't care how many different ones you give me; they're all the same. So for me, I just not even interested in any sort of news apps like this.
Well,
Isn't there a chainsaw channel or something? You can,
The what's that?
a chainsaw channel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that there is no GNUs like Gary GNUs,
That's right.
and I'm sticking with that. We do have another email here. This is from Jacopo Jenkins, who has a Red Magic phone, which, if those who who don't know, this is a fairly sophisticatedly high-end phone with literally built-in gaming controls, liquid active cooling, just a lot of things that a lot of people don't have in their phones. Can do my best to read this. It says, "Hello, this is Akko in the mobile gaming guy. Just thought I'll give you guys a quick update. The last time I emailed you, I was about to buy my Red Magic 5G. I ended up getting the maxed out one with 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. And I must say, I'm loving it so far. Everything's been working as advertised. No shortfalls of any of the gaming aspects on the screen. It lives up to everything. Its performance as advertised, and I haven't had any problems with the phone yet. The biggest surprise to me is the camera. I don't expect most gaming phones to have really good cameras, but this thing is amazing. It's been um it's the whole design is really aimed towards gaming. I'm surprised at the quality as high as it is. I didn't end up paying a little more than I wanted to, but I had to get the Fire and Ice version. So I spent about $700, which is my absolute top dollar I'll ever spend on a phone. Seems to be well worth every penny. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on the new gaming phone that just came out. It's a lot more affordable, and I hope that you guys take time to take a look at the link. It is the Blackview BL5000 dual 5G gamer phone. Link in the YouTube. You guys keep up the good work, and I never miss a show. I'm a nighttime custodian, so you guys help me get through the night. If you guys take care, hopefully I hear your comments about this rugged new gaming phone. And I will say, I want more gaming in my life because a lot of people look at the word distraction as being a negative thing. I'm in my life, I'll just say, I believe distraction is what you make of it. Some people need distractions, whether it be from work, whether it be from, home chores or whatever. you need distractions, and I want to get into doing more games. And this is a $299 in air quotes gaming phone, which I will say is a fantastic price if it is a gaming phone. It is a little bit more rugged to where I dare say for $300. I mean, both of my son's phones, I want to say I showed the wife the Nord and she still spent, I want to say it was like $215 per phone. So really not much more. Granted, it's on sale. 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage. Don't see what makes it in air quotes a gaming phone just yet. MediaTek. That's the other company I could not think of earlier in the processor
MediaTek,
line.
yeah.
Right.
And I will say, in the last 12 months, in my opinion, MediaTek has done like 3 years worth of growing and getting better at their processors. I'm not saying they're better than the Snapdragon 888 Plus. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is they've grown a lot in the last year in their processor um, um, being as good as it is. The Dimensity is their newest one that I know of, 700, and it is what a lot of people are saying is a really good processor. So those specs with that price, I do think that's a very fair price. I don't see, the only thing I don't see is like customized buttons, like with the Red Magic. I do believe they have like shoulder buttons. Oh, never mind, it does have shoulder
Yeah,
buttons.
it does. Yeah. Did you see any battery specs on this thing?
Not yet, no. But I will say, whenever they're showing high-end games now, they always show a game that was on my list called Genshin Impact. It's a 4,980 milliamp battery. Genshin Impact is the game. It's like Crisis was like 8 years ago. If you want to test your phone, load up Genshin Impact, turn the settings up all the way. Let's see if your phone can handle that, because most of them can't.
Yeah,
I
this
think,
looks
sorry, you
cool. Yeah, like it's waterproof, dustproof, drop proof. I mean these are kind of the things that I look for as well as the toughness of a phone. This I like this one. And like you said, it on this Blackview website, it's $299 down from $499.
The only thing I would say is if you're paying $300 for a gaming phone, there's bound to be compromises somewhere, likely to be in the camera. So if you only want to use it for gaming, it's probably going to be okay. But the other thing is Blackview has a bit of a reputation for it used to produce a like a rugged phone or a series of rugged phones, which were basically just rubbish. So yeah, buy it by all means, but don't expect too much. This would be my warning.
I'll just get a Lenovo.
Yeah, and I will say we did have 2 more emails, both of them from Tim, a guy I know, a really nice guy. One of them is about the Pixel Pass. It's hard for me to describe Pixel Pass except for saying it's just taking a lot of the Google-centric things like YouTube Premium, Google Play Pass, Google One storage, and condensing it into like one payment. And the promise, you would think, is it's going to save you money. No, never does. Here's the email from Tim. When I first heard about the Pixel Pass, I thought it sounded good. All these Google services rolled up into one phone payment, something Americans are used to with most of our carriers. This article from Android Central begs to differ on the value of the Pixel Pass. Here's the problem with the Pixel Pass. All it takes for you is to, instead of paying for YouTube Premium for yourself, you join with people and you make a family. Okay. Now, instead of paying $15 a month, I believe it's $15 a month, you're paying $2.50 a month kind of thing. Yeah, and the Pixel Pass does not incorporate the family kind of thing. Also, what if you do need the YouTube, you do need the Google One, but you don't want the Google Play Pass because it sucks? Then you're literally throwing money away because you're not going to use the things that are in that Play Pass. So I think the idea of the Pixel Pass is to just say, I'm going to give you this phone, son, and I'm going to include with it a year of this Google Pixel Pass, whatever, just to shut them up. I think that's the only time that they're going to get like genuine sales out of this Pixel Pass, because it doesn't save money. Nobody out there is going to take advantage of probably all of these services, so I don't see what people jumping on it is what I'll say.
So I was going to ask you about the Play Pass. I think you're the only one here that has used it. So it's trash, huh?
I mean, in the beginning, if you didn't already own certain games, then okay, fine, they're included in the Play Pass. But when time goes on, you would think they would continuously improve it. No, instead they literally took like games that you might have really liked out of the Play Pass and put other games in its place. So hypothetically, you liked Stardew Valley because you found it in the Play Pass. Well, then you can't play it anymore unless you go buy it yourself. Then what the hell's the point of having it in the Play Pass? Again, dare I say this out loud? You want to know who does online game passes correctly? That's Microsoft.
Oh, sorry about that.
With the Microsoft Xbox, you can get the Game Pass where if you claim a game, it's always in your inventory moving forward. Doesn't matter if I join tomorrow and it's not there. You already claimed it in yours, so now it's yours for life. That's how it should be, is what I'll say. Where Google, no, when they take it out, it's gone.
Oh, have you noticed on Android, this is a bit of an aside, but on the Play Store, you used to be able to look up all of your library of apps that you've installed in the past. That seems to have disappeared now for some reason. You only can have a look at your family pass or family group or whatever it is, but I can't seem to look up all the apps that I've had in the past on all my devices. I can only, they've just disappeared. Have you found that?
I'm looking at my apps right now.
If you're in a family, here's the thing: families didn't always exist back in the day. When you looked at your game, your app history, it was only ever your app history. Since the advent of the Google Play family, now it basically combines them all. And yeah, I'm not a fan of that, is what I'll say.
Because, well, when you get a new phone, it's good to look up all the apps you had in the past and whether you want to reinstall them or not. And I just couldn't find it this time. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have Family Pass, so that's probably why. But you can use Door's Dragon app. What's that one?
App Dragon.
Damn it, it's so close. So close. App Dragon to download all of your apps or a list of all your apps before you get a new phone.
No, yeah, I might have to do that.
Yeah,
I won't be getting a new phone for a while.
Well, still, what I do is what I try to do. I don't always do it. What I try to do is every month go in my backyard, check my propane tank level, and make a backup of my podcast Addict, and take a complete list of all my apps and send it to myself just so I have it in email kind of thing. On my Android device, when I look at the Google Play and I go to my applications, it does show all the crap that my son installed and everything. I'm not a fan of it, is what I'll say. There needs to be a better way for you to at least separate out, like, dare I say, confirmed installations and things that are just in your library or completely different things.
Yeah.
Let me take a quick peek. Okay, so
yeah, I've got an app.
Well, really quick, this looks right to me. If I go to Google Play on the web store, on the full desktop browser, bottom left, I see My Play Activity.
My apps. Okay, yep.
Trying to see it here. Yeah, My Play Activity, and I'm scrolling through that, and I'm only seeing apps that I installed, I believe.
Yeah, it's also got movies that you've watched on Google Play, on the Google Movies thing.
Yeah, just glancing through this, these are only apps that I've installed.
How many is it showing, Dor? I see I've
Yeah,
got
it's not enough here.
7. Yeah, I've got 7. One of them though is Mystery Science Theater 3000, which I purchased, so the movie.
Mine's over 30, but I bought a hell of a lot more than that, is what I'm going to say. Maybe this is only things I rated.
Oh,
It's
it
got
looks like
recent shared activity on Play.
Yeah, and so but it's only it's rated. It is. I think Dor's right. Because I don't rate anything, and these ones I did.
Yes. Yeah, these ones have been rated. Yeah, right.
Oh, and just so you know, Mystery Science Theater 3000, the movie, 5 stars.
Well, yeah. It's good stuff. Okay. So you had another app?
Yeah, so this one, I try not to think about Ivor much, but whenever there's a QR code on something, I just hear Ivor in my ear saying, a QR code reader is malware. A QR code reader is malware.
It is.
Yeah, but the problem is, again, with this Huawei phone is that it does not have a QR code reader. And it's unbelievable that in almost 2022 that it doesn't have a built-in QR code reader. And if I'm wrong there, please somebody let me know. But I've looked high and low for this thing. And so the one that I've got now is called Binary Eye by Marcus Fish under Tools. It has 414 reviews with an average of 5.0. Even though there's a 1 on the front page. So yeah, it's got 10,000 plus installs, 2.3 megs in size, requires Android 2.3 and up. Updated 16th December 2021, and it's on version 1.463, and it needs all the permissions in the world. So yeah, this is it's an open source QR code reader, and that's it. And so, I mean, I needed one, and this one was open source, and 414 people can't be wrong.
Have you tried Google Lens?
Yeah. Yes. I never think of Google Lens, but I mean,
well, now if you just open up just Google on your phone, where it shows you like news stories, and there's the search bar at the top. When you open up just Google now, right to the top right hand side of the search box, there should be 2 extra icons. One of them being a microphone to do voice input, and then a Google Lens basically shortcut right there to where. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, I try to avoid. That sounds dumb, but I try to avoid using Google on my phone.
Yeah.
Well,
so, like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, I see it there. Yeah, I never use. I use Brave browser with pre-search search engine, and try to avoid using the actual Google apps.
Well, there's no manufacturer I've seen in the last 6 years offer their own standalone barcode reader.
Well, I thought that most of them had, like, the camera would also be.
If it's a Google camera, yeah.
Is that it? Okay, so it's just a Pixel, or?
No, I mean, most of the people who have camera apps on their phone, they just use the Google camera app. They don't do anything with it. They just drop it in there. And then the Google camera app can do it. Whenever people try to get fancy and do their own camera stuff, that's when they have the barcode stuff taken
out. So that's for scanning as well as, can you scan a picture and actually scan?
I want to say the last time I didn't use Google for that kind of thing, I just took a picture of the QR code and waited, and then it would connect to the internet, and then it would like tell me like a couple minutes later, QR code found. Then it would say like copy text or follow link.
QR code readers are malware.
Well, I do
99
remember,
times out of 100 they will be.
and I do remember Steve Gibson showing how really smart people, is what I'm going to say, were able to go to where there were QR codes listed and put a cover over it so it'd cover up just the right places to where they would launch it and it would send them to a malicious URL.
Nice.
So that's genius.
Great.
Let me think.
Well, I got an app if you want.
Sure.
Okay, so this one is for you budding guitarists out there. I've been plunking away on my guitar for the last couple of weeks, and I've got the calluses on my fingers to show it. But this one I find particularly useful because what it does, it will recognize not just a string that when you're trying to tune your guitar, but it also recognize a chord that you're playing, and it will also recognize the chords of a song. So if you basically all you do is you start it up, you hold it up against the sound source, or it will actually hook into your device's speakers and will recognize the song that's playing, and it will tell you what the actual guitar chords are for that particular song and the timing and everything. And I think you can even put it out into tab form, but I think that requires a subscription. I'm using the free version. I find this is really useful for just checking when I'm learning a new chord that I'm actually getting the tone right and it sounds as it should be. And also, if I'm trying to figure out what a chord is on a song, then I can just use this to determine exactly what it is. Quite a nice piece of AI, I have to say. So it's called Chord AI, Real-Time Chord Recognition. It's made by Chord AI as developer, and it's rated 4.9. It's updated last November 9th, 2021. It's got 100,000 plus installs, requires Android 8 and up. Content ratings 3+. And I'm not sure about the permissions. I think it just needs your microphone to check that, to obviously listen to the sound source. But yeah, I've got quite a bit of use out of this app as I've progressed in my guitar studies in the last few weeks.
So it's sort of like SoundHound, but gives you in-depth information about the song?
Yeah, SoundHound for the guitar, basically.
Yeah.
So, you can play at a song that you say like you're on Spotify or something. You think, I wonder what the chords those chords are, and you could play that song. It'll hook into Spotify, and when you play it, it'll tell you exactly what the actual chords are for that particular song.
Do people actually use instruments anymore?
I do.
Does it work with auto-tune?
Yeah, I think it's got a piano option as well. So
yeah, it does.
what I like is you can just put it up to any music source. It doesn't have to be another guitar or any song you like, and tell you how to play it on the guitar. Really good.
Yeah, that's actually, I like that. That's cool. You do bring some interesting music apps.
Yeah, I've just been getting into music lately, so trying to pick up where I left off when I was 22. Before children came along.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Wow, my guitar gently weaves.
Yeah.
Oh, did you guys see the Beatles documentary?
I saw it existed, but I haven't been able to sit down and watch it.
No.
Yeah, it's 3 episodes of 3 hours each. But yeah, Peter Jackson's pretty much gone and cleaned up all the video from the Let It Be archives, and he's done a really good job. It's really, really good.
This is like behind the scenes of the rooftop concert.
Yeah, and it's got all sorts of background stuff, in-depth footage. Yeah, you get to see these, very gifted musicians writing and developing music. Really nice, really good pieces of music. You see how they do it. It's fantastic. Yeah, I thoroughly recommend it if you want to if you've got to spare 9 hours at some stage to watch it.
Before children.
Before children, yeah.
Yeah, that's what BC stands for.
BC, yeah, before children.
Oh, my buddy sent me a message today with a link to a Rolling Stone article. Apparently, I think it was 12 albums that Pink Floyd is releasing, unreleased live albums.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, it says that they're on streaming services, so I don't know if that's Spotify or Amazon Music or whatever other. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But
I think with Pink Floyd, there's only one way to listen to that, and that is inhibited. So,
or yeah, well, watching The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. I think I do have another app to bring. Two. One of them I got to bring just because it made me chuckle. If I want to say, it is a app that swears it's for your privacy and your security. And it's called Screen Calls and Block Robocalls Early Access. Right? Yeah. And then you look at the manufacturer, the publisher of this. It's literally Real Networks, Real Network Inc. Gather round, children. A long time ago, there used to be this application you would have to download and install and configure if you wanted to watch video on the internet. And it was the Real Player.
Oh,
And you could do some things with QuickTime, but to watch videos for the longest time on the internet, you had to install a standalone application to do it. Couldn't do it in the browser, kind of thing, straight away. And then the company went to the hell in a handbasket, but apparently they're still around. So now, if you want to support a old company like Winamp or Napster or something like that, but then no, I want to support Real Networks. You can download Screen Calls and Block Robocalls Early Access from Real Networks. It's under Communications, completely free to download, completely free to install. Because it's in early access, no reviews yet, no ratings. Updated October 21st, 2021, varies with size, 1,000 plus installs. Version varies with device. Android version varies with device. Permissions, it's going to need photo, media storage, and network access kind of thing. I will say I've had mixed results with robocalls on every device. I will say that's one of the things that I do think is a plus with the Pixel device. You get the built-in call blocker kind of thing. But I have not had bad luck with spam calls. I know people who literally twice a day get fake phone calls. Thankfully, I'm not one of them people.
Oh, up
Yeah,
here
it's
terrible up here. Like I get at least one call a day, and it's a robocall, and it says that my social number has been used in a crime or something like that. I'm like, well, yeah, that was me, but still, maybe you get somebody real to call me, or there's a new one that they caught some a package in the mail with some illegal substances in it, and it was addressed to me, so I need to give them a call. Like, well, yeah, that's mine too. Give it back, jerk.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dor.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, I will say, two podcasts I listen to. One of them is Darknet Diaries. The other one is, oh man, it's literally by AARP, called The Perfect Scam. And the one constant with every scam is they're almost always topical. These scammers are very hooked into news, very hooked into media. So as soon as COVID happened, for instance, there's a lot of scams about, give us this credit card and we'll send you the vaccine kind of thing. Why? Because they knew people would spend the money, because, people would, when they don't have time to sit down and think, make stupid decisions. So to me, very fascinating two podcasts right there. Again, Darknet Diaries and The Perfect Scam. The next app I wanted to bring is a game, and it does cost money, but I will say this is the kind of app that if you have, especially on like a Chromebook, And if you're a fan at all of rally racing games, this is a really good one to get. It's called Rush Rally Origins from Brown Monster Limited. Already. Under Racing, 488 reviews. E for everyone. Does cost $4.99 US dollars. 4.7 average rating. It is eligible for the family library, updated December 3rd, 2021. Size of 111 megs, 1,000 plus installs. Current version 1.2.0 requires 5.0 Android and up. Permissions basically just needs Wi-Fi access and network access is what I'm gonna say. This is your classic. You don't think ahead of time. You don't necessarily have to even memorize tracks because in rally racing, it always tells you what's coming up ahead of you. So there's like almost no such thing as like a blind turn kind of thing. I found this game to be just what I call stupid fun, like mindless stupid fun. It's almost a cross between like the old Micro Machines video games on old consoles with the graphics boosted up. And it's just, you can just sit down and just play. You don't need to know anything about racing or shifting gears or anything. You just sit down and press buttons.
This would be a good one for that Blackview phone.
Yeah. I'll go for that.
Yeah, I'm a fan, or I was. I don't really play any games now, but I used to be a big fan of racing games in general.
Yeah, I mean, I played a lot of whether it was Top Gear on the Super Nintendo or like even like F-Zero, technically a racing game kind of thing. The thing I liked about those racing games back in the day was you really did have to be good, and if you made one mistake in the beginning, the rest of the race you were screwed. Where like in Mario Kart, you could be in last place in the entire race, and then the last second you get first place.
You get the blue shell.
Yeah, the blue shell or the lightning bolt, or
yeah.
there's another one I can't remember what it was, but yeah.
I'd tell you one thing. I fired a lot of quarters into Mickey Thompson's Off-Road Rally, the arcade game with 4 steering wheels.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, me and my friends would go there, and then you just fire in the quarters and beef up your truck, and then you're kind of you're locked into it. If I quit now, I just lost all of my upgrades.
Right.
So my kids would say those are the days when pterodactyls used to fly about in the sky.
That's right.
Dinosaurs roam the earth.
What's a quarter?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've got an open source app.
Cool.
So this one is called Spotify, and it's on F-Droid. You may have seen this on a couple of videos already. Basically, what it allows you to do is copy a Spotify link and then download the MP3 to your hard drive, which I'm sure is not illegal at all. So the reason I find this app useful, although I've never used it, is because my children have access to my Spotify account, and usually when I want to listen to my Spotify account, they usually listen to something else on my Spotify account. So what I've ended up doing is downloading all my favorite songs from Spotify. Someone like me has ended up downloading all these songs from Spotify onto my phone so that someone like me can allegedly listen to these songs while my children occupy my Spotify account, which I pay for. So I need to kind of figure that one out a bit. But if you are in a similar predicament, then you might find this app useful. I'm not sure about the permissions and stuff, but it's on F-Droid and it's open source. So check it out. I don't know. I don't think it's that dodgy, but yeah.
Oh, it's dodgy.
Yeah, and I will say the code is available, of course, on GitHub because that's F-Droid. That's how normal stuff is on F-Droid. But the thing I like about the app is it supports Spotify, yes, but it also supports YouTube Music, and SoundCloud as well. That's good.
And Ghana and GeoSavn. for those of you that are using
of
those
course.
music platforms. I've used Spotify sometimes, but it doesn't have the option of downloading music, because I know that on Netflix, you can download shows and movies for offline viewing.
Right.
Yeah, Spotify has the offline listening option, but you still have to be logged into Spotify. So if my kids are listening to something else on Spotify, then I can't use Spotify at all. I need to get a family plan, basically, so that everyone can use it, but I can't be bothered.
But you had a job once.
I had a job once, yeah. Till children
Yeah.
came along.
Yeah, the only other like app news I wanted to bring up really quick, because I didn't want to forget it, is okay, you have GeForce, Nvidia Cloud Gaming, you have Microsoft X Cloud Gaming, whatever they want to call it now. You have Google Stadia doing cloud gaming. Really quick, the long and the short of these cloud-based gaming niches are, like, the hooks are, well, you don't have to upgrade the hardware. You don't have to go from a PS2 to a PS3 to a PS4 to a PS5 and can keep buying new consoles over and over and over again, and then sometimes even buying the same game over and over and over again just so you can play on the new console. With all these cloud gaming consoles, you pay a subscription fee, and the hardware just gets updated in the background to the next generation. You don't even know it. Okay, so you never have to pay for the hardware upgrade again. Well, the amount of money brought in to games far exceeds like what Hollywood can bring in, movies can bring in, TV shows can bring in. So while you do have, Netflix creating custom content, Amazon creating custom content, Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, blah blah, all these different things doing all this, we now have Netflix doing games.
Right,
Now
yeah.
it's only in certain markets right now, but if you have your Android Netflix loaded up and you load up Netflix, you might be prompted to, do you want to see our game selection? I'll just say I find it interesting and competitive. The bad news is, like, if you're a Halo fan, you ain't going to get it on Netflix. If you're a Mario fan, you ain't going to get that on Netflix. But, you might get the next best thing.
And I think it was only available in the US, isn't it?
I want to say it was only one market, but I want to say it wasn't even the US.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember.
As far as the innovation goes, I think that Netflix is one of those in my lifetime, which is quite a long time now, one of the most impressive companies that I've witnessed. Just going from the idea of I mean, it used to be, for all you kids that didn't have movie rental places that you go to and rent your VHS or your beta tape, Google it. And so you would actually order DVDs in the mail, and it would come in the mail, and then you'd watch it and you send it back, and then you'd get the next one, and blah blah. And then they slowly moved it on, online. And I mean, now they're just a monolith almost, as far as TV viewing online, and now to move into the game space as well. Like, as far as a company and what their morals and everything else are, I'm not speaking to that, but just as far as like the innovation that they've gone through as a company is pretty impressive.
Yeah, and the code that they have given back to the open source world has enabled companies and individuals to do things that they would not have been able to do, is what I'll say. It does look like I misread the article. It says today's announcement saying games on Netflix confirms what we already knew after a test version launched in late August in Poland. That's the part of the article that I remember not being in the US.
Right.
It basically just says earlier, in this article, at least on Ars Technica, I do not see it saying it's only limited to a certain area, but we know. We've been through this before. It's always going to be just one place getting it until they really feel confident about it. And then they're going to figure out, well, should we charge like $1 more to have games included or whatever? And then they'll slowly roll it out to the rest of the world.
Well, what's the I mean, are they going to have their own controller, or is it just going to be any USB controller? Or
I'm sure in the beginning it's only going to be on Android and it's only going to be on screen controls.
okay, yeah, I'm looking at the games that are out by Netflix on the Google Play Store. Stranger Things, go figure.
Yeah.
Netflix VR, shooting hoops, these all look like pretty terrible, actually. Although that Stranger Thing game was pretty fun, if it's the same one that was in the Play Store before.
I know people had that before, did kind of like it.
Great.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a lot
Yeah.
of dead air.
Personally, I don't think it would work. But no, you've already got Google TV, so people can play games on their Google device already. On the TV, you have to go into Netflix. You've got to decide whether you want to watch a movie or play a game on Netflix. Maybe if you watch a movie on Netflix, you say, "Oh, I wonder if there's a game of this. I can play a game of it." But I can't really see it. It's more of a supplemental to the Netflix offering rather than, I think, a serious product category. It's not going to revolutionize anything.
No, I'm still trying to figure out what the point of it actually is now that I look at it. Like if they had, I mean, is their plan to create their own games and then, or just buy independent games and put them under the
money?
What's that?
It would cost them too much money to develop those games.
Oh, they have to get rid of money.
Right.
They hemorrhage money on all their shows and everything else.
Yeah.
Like I think they make so much money, they have to spend it. So I don't think it's a matter of money for them, but are they, like Google Play Pass, you have games from different developers and everything like that. Whereas what's Netflix? They're going to try to compete with that. Is that the idea?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I think it's just the more if they can go to the shareholders and say the number of hours spent of people's eyeballs on Netflix is X. That's all they want. They just want to be able to say they have so many eyeballs per month with so many hours, and then the shareholders like ooh, and give more money.
Yeah, I was gonna say that the chat room is on fire. Not really anything that we can bring to the show necessarily, but I mean, if we can manage to do this again on a semi-consistent basis, then I would recommend jumping in there if you can on Thursday nights.
Right. And then like one more hardware thing is what I'm going to say. One I'm going to link to, one I'm not. TCL, right? That's the name of the company, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Yeah, TCL said 2021 was the year they were going to come out with a affordable foldable phone. Well, 2021 happened, so now they're saying in 2022 they're going to come out with a affordable phone. They won't say what the exact dollar amount is, but people are suspecting they're going to be able to get it for under $500. That's easier said than done. The other thing that is inevitable is what I'm going to say is to have more health conscious wearables in the future. It looks like Huawei they're going to release very soon a watch that supports blood pressure monitoring. once you get these wearable devices that are able to monitor stuff like blood sugar, blood pressure, and those kind of things, that's when you're going to see the sales of these things skyrocket like off the charts, to where you're going to have young people who are going to want to know that they're pre-diabetic, the split second they're pre-diabetic kind of thing, and not just wait.
Yeah, it's definitely a market for it. I saw for the first time a friend of ours who is a fairly rotund human being, and he is now on insulin and all the things that come along with diabetes, and he has it's a little patch that goes on his man boob, and and it has like a little hair width needle that goes in, and then that's how it's connected to his phone, and that's how he gets his blood sugar readings. And it, like, they were over for dinner a couple weeks ago, and then he had a glass of wine or a couple glasses of wine, and his phone every 5 minutes was just beeping. And it was this app telling him, like, hey, your blood sugar's out of control. And so it's disconnected there. And he said that, so it's the thing on his chest is two parts. One is the little electrode that goes in there, and then the second one is the Bluetooth controller, basically. And it's something like every month he has to replace it. So it's a non-replaceable battery inside this Bluetooth thing. So he has to replace the little diode or whatever, the bit that goes into his skin, like twice a month or something, and then replace the Bluetooth once a month. And it's something like $300 a month for this system, and it's all just disposable. Throw it away. The little diode thing comes with an applicator that is a whole handle and a spring-loaded doohickey, and then you just chuck it when it's done. So, I mean, if they can get something that is actually useful on a watch, which is this, I know this is blood pressure, but if you could do somehow do blood sugar levels, then yeah, you're right, Dor. Like, it's especially in westernized nations,
it's needed. Yeah. And it's the kind of thing that if it is at all subsidized by health, then the companies will have no problem saying this is a $2,000 watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Does the Apple Watch do blood pressure at the moment?
Nope.
No. So that'll be a big coup. The thing is, you're opening yourselves up to all sorts of liabilities if it goes wrong. I suppose the Chinese manufacturers don't really have the same concerns about that as they would in America. Like,
well, that's when you put in the disclaimer that this is for entertainment purposes only. So I actually did get a watch in this time that we've been. It's not an Android watch though. So it's a Garmin.
Yeah.
About the cheapest one you can get, but it had what I wanted, and it's extremely durable. So it's I basically just wanted it for the GPS. I went out hunting quite a bit this year, and so when I park the car, I can set it and then go out and go into the woods and get lost, and then just tell my watch to take me back, and it'll direct me back to my car. So
does it have a separate SIM card in it, or do you have to have a separate phone account for it?
No, it's just GPS.
Oh,
so
cool.
It's got a Garmin GPS system. So
and I read in the chat saying his Wise watch does BP, WYZE, does blood pressure.
Which I didn't realize that, so I did look it up. It's the Wise Watch 47 millimeter version is what it says. It does oxygen level, and it does blood pressure.
Cool.
Yeah, blood oxygen is another one of those things. If you catch it early, it can easily mean the difference between life and death.
My watch does a stress measure. For some reason, it tells me if I'm under stress.
Hmm.
I don't know how.
I have children. I have children.
I have children.
Yeah, the only thing my watch doesn't do is tell the time. So
Well, who needs that anymore? Jeez.
yeah, well, it's like the only thing my phone doesn't do is make calls.
Very cool. Okay, do you have any last second apps or Android related stuff, guys?
No,
okay.
I've had about enough. Yep.
Okay. I want to thank everyone for the emails. Sorry it took this long to get back to them. I want to thank Ivor and Josh. Josh, did you copy down any of the apps for the
Yep,
roundup?
we'll go through them. First one is Retro Bowl by New Star Games Limited under Sports, and then Retro Goal by New Star Games Limited under Sports. Civilization VI, which I think is 6. Build a City Strategy 4X game by Aspire Media Inc. under Strategy. Macro Droid Device Automation by Arlo Soft under Tools. Don't Kill My App, Make Apps Work by Urban Droid, Peter Nalvenka. No, that's not it, right. Tools. News On, Watch Local TV News by News On under News and Magazines. Binary Eye by Marcus Fish under Tools. Chord AI, Real-Time Chord Recognition by Chord AI under Music and Audio. Screen Calls and Block Robocalls Early Access by Real Networks Inc. under Communication. Rush Rally Origins by Brown Monster Limited under Racing. Spotiflyer, which is an F-Droid app. And then a bunch of garbage apps by Netflix. So that's, I think that was all of them, Door.
I think so. Very cool. And I want to thank everyone for their emails. Thank everyone for their support through this time. When it comes to the Patreon stuff, I never want to release exclusive content that's only for Patreon people. We do have the Patreon RSS feed. If you do subscribe that way and you want to continue to subscribe that way, just shoot me an email really quick if you don't mind, aaa@podnutz.com. It's just a little bit more work, and I want to see if people are actually using it or not. And unfortunately, Patreon does not give us any statistical information on that feed. So it could be everyone using it, or it could be nobody using it. And I do not know. You can send us an email very easily, aaa@podnutz.com. You can send us a voicemail at 707-6-PODNUT. Or you could always support us on Patreon and send us messages that way. Again, patreon.com/Android App Addicts. We do have a Discord server if you would rather follow us on a different platform. We do now have, again, a Libra chat server with a Podnutz room on there, thanks to Swift. We just got to give it a little bit more publicity and a little bit more love. We can get the actual old school IRC stuff back up and running again. Okay, and I think that is about it. So Ivor and Josh, I'll say thank you guys very much. If I don't talk to you before the holiday season, hope you guys have a really good holiday. And I hope Josh, hope your boy is just fine and just, forgets that he hurt himself.
Yeah, I plan on telling people he was in a pub and got into a knife fight. So, and
Might have a nice scar.
Yeah, as far as Patreon goes, we can't put out any walled content because we don't put out any content at all. So,
yeah, thanks, Dor. Great to talk to you guys again. Hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas. I want to suggest that we get together early in the new year if we can and make some predictions for 2022, obviously related to tech and apps.
Yeah, did we do that this year? I can't remember.
I don't think we did. No.
I'm going to say that foldable phones in 2021 were going to be a major thing. I'm retroactively giving my 2021 predictions.
Mine's the metaverse.
Yeah.
Mine is Java is still going to be the bane of all security people's existence, even if it's just the logger.
Yeah.
Mine is that Flash is going to make a comeback.
Yeah. All right, guys. I want to thank everyone for coming out live. Eric, Red, not sure about anybody else. Can't remember now. But thank you guys for coming out to the live chat. Again, if you want to join us live, it's very easy. You can follow us on either Twitter or on Facebook. We do post when we go live. On Discord, we do publish it as well when we're going to go live. If you would rather me just send you an email saying we're going to go live, you got to let me know. Easiest way is just send me an email at DoorToDoorGeek@gmail.com or mail at Podnutz.com. So with that, I will say thank everyone for their support and thank everyone for coming out. And we hope to talk to everyone again real soon. I always switch it to the image when I cut everything off. Okay.
Eric was also asking, how about a greatest hits cut? Just the best of Podnutz. Sounds like the greatest hits of New Zealand music. It'd be a single.
What I'll say, I'm gonna paraphrase Steve Turbino from back in the day. Whenever anyone said something like that, he'd say, "That's a great idea. Why don't you do it?"
Yeah. Come here, I want to see your head. Oh, you got a Band-Aid on there?
So the steri strips and glue.
Oh, you got glue on your head?
Yeah.
Super glue, yeah.
You gonna come say hi to Dor? Look at there's Dor and Ivor.
Jump on over.
Okay, here you can sit there.
Okay.
We'll turn your. Oh, yeah, come like that.
Whoa.
Whoa, where'd you go?
Whoa.
This is how he ends up with.
Yeah.
Oh
No.
Can you say hi to Dor? Here, you can have one of these.
Hi, dude.
You say hi. Hey.
Hi, Dor. Hi, Ivor.
Hey guys,
Hello.
what did you do to your head?
What did you do to your head?
Oh, there you go.
Chick's
Oh.
big scar.
Yeah, I have a scar too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at, oh. Wow. Yeah, look at that one.
Oh,
See
that's a
Dor's
big
scar?
Oh, we just sit over here and do some work.
You're going to do work on mommy's computer? Okay. Yeah.
Very cool.
I hope you got some ice cream.
That's how he's
Very cool. Okay, I'll be right back.
all right.
What's the other? And one. Is this an M or a W?
A W.
That's an M or a W?
That's a W. An M is right there. Good job.
Where's mine? I'm gonna write my name.
Where's the first letter of your name? What is that letter? Good job. S. And then where's the O? Where is it?
Hey,
O. And then what?
You got access to the Nextcloud Pi? server?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's been so long.
Yeah.
I just pulled it up from my favorites, but it's telling me I can't get in it because
Oh, yeah.
data directory is invalid.
Right there. L.
Yeah, I
Then
blew up
O
mine.
again.
It's not
Then
no
O
good.
again.
Oh, really?
M.
Yeah, that's the. Yeah.
M.
Tried to change it to a different Raspberry Pi and it something didn't like that much.
O. N.
Maybe it's
Nope,
Firefox
that's the
doesn't like it.
end.
Nope, still getting it on Chrome as well.
Good job. You just typed your name. Good job, bud.
Hey, get off me.
So, don't you think it's a bit strange that you don't want to install any or use any Google products, but you're quite happy to install a sketchy as QR code reader?
Yeah, well, I'd rather have somebody else take advantage of me.
Yeah, anyone but Google.
That's right. I just Google and Microsoft. I just can't let them. I can't do it.
Your Nextcloud's not working, Door.
Oh, you're doing some working, okay, bud.
Okay, we gotta go to the potty though. It's time.
Me too.
I ate lunch watching you.
Oh, you ate dinner watching me?
Yeah,
What'd you have for dinner?
sushi.
Sushi.
Dang.
And we saw the Merlin, like
The what?
those guys.
Oh, the Martian Men. That's what he
Oh,
really
yeah.
wanted to watch. It's the green Martian Men.
Oh yeah,
On
the robots.
Yeah. What are you doing?
What are you doing? Hey, let go. Stop breaking it.
I see what happened to Ivor. I had a power outage.
The hug.
Oh,
Ah,
that'll work.
okay, Bugs, come on.
I have those all the time, twice a week.
I'm gonna show you, Daddy. What is, Mommy? Can you move?
Okay.
Can you move the chair?
Okay. Well, we gotta go. Come on, Boo Bear.
Daddy, what is this guy with the brown suit?
Cloud should be up in a minute. Didn't realize I had a power outage.
Yeah, you keep your picture on.
Well, no. Whenever I have a power outage here at my house, the Nextcloud server reboots, but the files are on an external drive, and the external drive has a power button on it, and its default is off.
Right.
So when the power comes back on, it does not turn back on.
I think he needs his
Awesome.
eyes checked. He felt like
I just
3
uploaded
times
a
the way
picture.
out.
Of the screen I'm getting.
It should be working now.
Cool.
Okay, Goose. Come on.
Did you have to go to the hospital, Josh, or was it just a local clinic?
Yeah, it's just a clinic. We don't have a hospital really near here.
See how close is that?
The clinic or the hospital?
Hospital like 2 hours away?
No, it's like 40 minutes.
Oh, that ain't bad.
No, but I mean, it was.
Oh, my closest hospital is like a half an hour away.
Yeah, but you live in the sticks.
Well, Maryland's a weird state, I'm going to say, because I'm only 18 miles from downtown Baltimore. Of course, it takes 40 minutes to get there, but mile wise, I'm really short. But then, of course, if you travel, 3 miles up that way, it's nothing but farms.
Yeah, nice. More my style, Door.
Yeah. Well, it's a mixed blessing, is what I'm going to say, because I need me some gig speed. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Eric. Eric, a while ago, the our lines company decided to flick a switch and triple the speed you can get over fiber optic now. Previously, they were limiting it to 100 gigabytes or 100 megabits or whatever it was. And he went up to 3, just like that. And they've been throttling it for bloody years because they're hoping to try and charge the ISPs extra for higher speeds.
Right.
So they decided they're going to give up on that and just make it available to everybody. And all of a sudden, everyone's got wonderful bloody broadband speed if you're on
Good.
fiber. Yeah, well, he's getting up to like 280,
Yeah, that's definitely doable.
which is pretty good for here. It just pisses me off that they've been sitting on this for years. They could have turned that switch on years and years ago.
Yeah, it's like the Tesla. Oh, you could get twice as the battery driving distance, but no.
Until we flick a switch, and then
Yeah.
suddenly you can. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing about that I liked was, at least when there was like the bad fires in California, he literally made every Tesla in California go to maximum mileage.
Oh, okay, right, yeah. So they could get away.
Yeah, so the next time they'll buy the Model M or whatever the
Well, first you got to wait a year and a half, and then you can buy it. Maybe.
yeah, right.
Because yeah, they're so far behind right now, it's ridiculous. Because I mean, like, even just used cars here, you could have bought January beginning of 2021. You could have bought any used car, and went back in March, sold it back to the same dealership, and made a profit. I mean, that kind
Yeah.
of thing is never
yeah.
happened.
Yeah. Because you can't get new cars and
Right.
anymore. Yeah.
Well,
And used cars are going up. So.
Well, one of the things I forgot to say, and we are still streaming, and I don't want to say an excuse. One of the reasons it's been harder for me to podcast is, this still hurts like hell. Doesn't hurt like it did before, but it still hurts like hell. But the wife got a new job, clearly making more money than me, kind of thing. It's technically closer to the house, more responsibility, more money, blah blah blah. So I said to the boys, we have to try to actually clean and take care of the house. So mom comes home, since she's the breadwinner, she should not have to worry about this crap. And we're not doing a great job, mind you, but we're trying.
I applaud your effort there, Dor. That's good. I had a job once. It's got to be a show title, doesn't it? I had a job once.
Yes, nice, perfect.
Always
That's
cook
my-
your fish. What? It's a red set in the chat. Always cook your fish.
Oh, maybe he's talking about Solomon talking about eating sushi for dinner.
Oh, gotcha.
That man, that
Well,
kid.
technically, there's plenty of sushi out there that has cooked fish. Just saying. Sushami is raw fish.
Sashimi.
Sashimi, yeah. There's plenty of sushi out there that has cooked fish.
Yeah, it's that kid can put down some sushi though, man. It's crazy.
It's good for him.
Yeah, I don't know how many kids age eat sushi around these parts. They'll eat damn near anything though. So
Well, that's the thing, man. I like in my youth, man, I ate like nothing. Burgers, grilled cheese, and that's it. Nothing else. I think so. I like tried to get my kids. So now my oldest son, 16, he'll try anything. My wife says, if you cook it right, I'll eat a pig's butt. Of course, she says it with a little bit more elegance and that kind of thing. So my son finally realized, because like I said to him, even if you don't like mushrooms, if they're not the main part of the dish and they're only a part of the dish and they're seasoned the right way, I guarantee you that you're going to like them. You know what I mean? So he's been trying definitely more stuff, is what I'll say.
nice. Well, when we were kids, Dor, we didn't have as many options of food.
About food or spices.
My parents tried to starve me.
Didn't work though, huh?
My mother couldn't cook. What my father did cook was terrible.
My mom could play a great hand of poker. She would take money from anybody, but she would boil the flavor out of peas.
Yep.
Yeah.
My
But
dad
as
used
far
to
as like,
boil everything for 6 hours.
we didn't have the option of sushi. You know, we got
Yeah.
excited when a Dairy Queen came.
We didn't have the option of pasta. Didn't see pasta until I was 23.
Yeah. Mutton again.
Sausages
Spam.
again. Yeah.
Speaking of sausages, I'm trying
So
to
is the
find
upload working?
some
Yep.
casings.
Yeah, I've got it uploading now.
I've got some ground deer that I want to make into sausages, but nowhere
Need the
around here
hardware?
sells. No, I've got the hardware. I just don't have the
Oh.
software. I need the casings to put it in.
Oh,
right.
gotcha.
Don't you use the intestine?
No, we use that for condoms.
Yeah, TMI.
Got me there.
So, how have you tasted the venison yet? Have you eaten it?
Oh yeah. I've had quite a bit.
You good?
It's good. Yeah, it's really good. So
I just know this one guy I didn't work with him. I was in the warehouse. He worked for maintenance. Before that, whenever I had venison, it was okay. You know what I mean? Okay, yeah. This guy brought venison in. We cooked it. I was like, oh my God. This is like the best damn thing I've ever had in my life.
Mm.
And he says, yeah, I know. What do you mean? No, he says, there's a reason for that. He says, when I pull that trigger, that thing doesn't take another step. He said, if it takes a step or if it takes a breath, the meat's ruined. I'm like, what? He says, anybody else that shoots it, it's going to run. And adrenaline's going through the system. Adrenaline
Ruins
don't
the
taste
meat.
good.
Yeah. Yep.
He said, and then I come to find out he was a retired Marine sniper. And when he taught his kid how to shoot, the first time his kid was 8. The first time his kid used only one bullet to bring the deer down, and the deer went straight down, didn't take a step. He said, I couldn't stop crying for the rest of the day. Wow. All righty. But yeah, he brought in venison, he brought in rabbit, and he brought in something else when we did a cookout. And he said, and all I did salt and pepper, nothing else. Tastes great. Like, wow. Okay.
Yeah, a friend of ours who hunts bought us some venison mince one time. We had venison burgers. My God, they were good.
Yeah, it's good. This was it's only the second deer that I've ever gotten, and it's the first one that I butchered, skinned and butchered myself. Well, with
Was
the
it a
help of
deer or
my-
a buck?
It was a buck.
How big?
Field dressed, it was 125 pounds.
Yeah, that ain't a small one.
Well, for Vancouver Island, yeah, it was it's this private logging road that they open up on the weekends, and so you have to check in and check out when you drive up these roads. And so the girl at the gate weighed it when we came out. And I
Gotcha.
told you this, yeah, and she said it was the biggest deer that's come out of there this year.
Oh, wow.
But we also did quite a bit of hiking and did quite a bit of work to get
Yeah,
it
a
out
lot of hard
there.
work.
Yeah.
Well, it just makes it taste better, doesn't it, if you work for it?
Oh, absolutely. And there's I would say that 95% of the people that go up there, if not more, never get out of their truck. They're just driving around hoping that they see something and can shoot it from right outside their truck.
That sounds like Baltimore City.
Where did this go?
Still uploading Ivor?
Yes. 1 minute left.
Five. Where did it go?
Oh man. Yeah, so I was told after the surgery, it could take up to 18 months, in air quote, to completely recover. So yeah, so it's been 4 months, just over 4 months. So I said to the doctor, I said, look, in about 2 months, if I'm not like in air quote feeling completely normal, I'm coming back and you're doing something. I don't know what you're going to do because you're the doctor, but you're going to do something. Kind of
Do you have to do
But-
physio for it?
Huh?
Do you have to do physio?
Physical
Physiotherapy?
therapy?
Do you have to?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
done. Yeah, done.
All done.
The,
Okay.
She was extremely happy with my range of motion, blah blah blah, and like the typical ulnar, it's an ulnar nerve issue when the pain goes from the point of the elbow all the way to these two fingers. The ulnar nerve does nothing else except control these two fingers, kind of thing, and it's basically from here to here. My fingers feel perfectly fine, where before they would occasionally feel numb, occasionally feel on fire, occasionally feel like cold, wet. They feel perfectly fine, but the pain is just right here.
So did they take the nerve out, or what did they do? Reattach it, or what?
They cut, folded the skin back, grinded a channel in the bone, moved
that's
the
right,
nerve
yes.
into that channel, and then put it back.
Ooh.
So the surgery was a success, and then the question, the guy was hoping if this got fixed, then this would get fixed to where I feel, everyday pain from the bottom of my skull down to between my shoulders and then out into both shoulder blades.
That's your
And
posture.
that's because I have damaged vertebrae on both sides.
Oh, okay, right.
We're in net wrong. The vertebrae are fine. The disc between the vertebrae. is an
Yeah,
issue.
yeah. Deteriorated.
Yeah, that's what they said in a
Okay.
very nice way. Got it.
We're all just getting old. So mine's uploaded now.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, mine will be there in a second here.
It's like the question is, what's more painful, doing the therapy, doing the work, doing the recovery, or dealing with the pain?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, or doing a podcast with Ivor.
I love you too, Josh.
Yeah, I miss you, man.
These things.
Okay, guys.
Great, man.
I better go.
All right.
Yeah.
Have a good one. And we'll hopefully you'll see you next week or something.
That'd be nice.
Whoa. Slow down, buddy.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.
Later.
Wow. I had somebody tell me my fractured ankle would be 10 years before we back in full. Wow. 10 years. F that. Nope. 10 years. I go nuts. Because, yeah, the Dirty Secrets, man, I've been like, my neck pain has been there since like the age of 18.
Yeah.
It's just, I would like it if it wasn't.
Oh, me too. No, I was in a couple car accidents about that time in my life. 19.
Car accidents
20,
do it,
20.
man.
And yeah.
Everybody I know with like chronic pain, it always seems to come back to car accidents. That or, like heavy sports injuries. Okay, so
I noticed you're wearing your monoprice cans.
yeah, my bullets I always used. Basically, one died and the other one, the volume's at like 10%. I don't know why.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
like
these,
right now I actually have to have the wire pulled out because for some reason after the show it just starts going to static and I still hear a lot of static.
damn.
And I don't know what the deal is. But I did. Here, I'll show you these things. I did order some of these.
I'm on the verge of. What I need to do is first buy a new hard drive for my Plex server because I'm literally out of space on the streaming rig. And then I really would like to buy a decent pair of wired buds for down here because I do not want to be Bluetooth headphones down here.
So this is something a bit different, but so when did go hunting, I stupidly didn't have ear protection in, and oh man, that was not fun.
Oh, so you weren't bow hunting?
No, I was boomstick,
Boomstick, exactly.
and yeah, I don't know if you see the
Ooh,
link there.
yeah. I'm gonna guess they have a noise canceling aspect to them.
Yeah, but only when the noise happens. So they actually have, there's a noise enhancement that you can turn up or down, and
Right.
then an auto noise cancellation, or basically, yeah, noise elimination. So I'm hoping that they, because we're also doing some turning our garage into a couple rooms, and so I've been doing a lot of power tool work, and so I'm hoping that this will be good for that too, where it'll just, when I fire up the saw, it'll just automatically kill the sound.
%78% of my RAM used. Only time I've ever had an issue in the last 10 plus years on my computers is when I run out of RAM because I go out of my way to disable all swap on all my PCs in here. They all got 16 gigs of RAM. I'm using 16 gigs of RAM. I got a problem. What's going wrong here? FMB. Yeah. Okay, so bang, bang, bang. Did I tell you about the new Jonathan They Do thing?
Oh,
Me and Bruce sat down and recorded a podcast with him. TOUR NADEAU. So it's like a twist spelling of his name, Nadu, Tornado. Yeah. So that's the website, Tor. There it is. Okay, now link in the YouTube chat. Oh, never mind. Did not hit that. Yeah. Why is it doing that? That's his new website. He basically said, if he's able to work through his ordeals in life via doing creative stuff. Why can't other people, kind of thing. So he's looking at having a conference. I want to say it's next November is what he said, up in Massachusetts, now I can't remember. It might be in Worcester up there.
Worcester.
Yeah.
Where the sauce comes from?
Well, yeah, exactly. But of course you have to pronounce it if you're there. Worcester.
Worcester.
Yeah. They pronounce shit weird up there, man. Okay. Wow. What the hell is this? What the hell is this? Man. Even though
I ain't
I
got money.
my editing process is pretty quick, editing is still a pain in the butt.
Yeah, I was hoping to have a timestamp when I came in. But I didn't see anything on Ninja that showed, like, it only showed how long I'd been there. It didn't show how long you guys had been going.
Well, as long as you stop around the same time, it's easy
Yeah.
to line them up.
Okay. Okay. There, I did
I
a
bumped the mic like 4 times.
yeah. I had my gain was all the way up. Ugh. I burped. I farted. All that stuff.
Well, I will say, in mini PC world, we use Mumble for chat. And plus to it is you have to press the button in order to talk. So it's much easier to get, silence. You got to worry about background noises or keystrokes, but then it becomes a chore of remembering to hit the talk button before you talk.
Right, but it doesn't do anything for the local recording anyway. So,
well, it does. It does, because what I then do is I also have the Mumble server on the streaming device, and that's all that gets streamed. And what happens is, if I tell people, look, if you want your audio to sound as best as it possibly can, you record multi-track recording in Mumble as well, and you just send me your audio.
Oh, so it records directly from Mumble.
Yeah, and you can do
Oh,
multi-track.
nice.
So I can have mine called Recorder, yours would be called Recorder, and Ivor's, and then it will be the best of all worlds. But it's just a chore of remembering to hit the button in order to talk. Because if you have voice activation on, then I'm gonna say there's no point. But then what the hell's the point? Because if you're gonna burp or something, it's still gonna come across.
Does Jonathan use speech to text?
Sure. I'm sure he does.
For writing?
I'm sorry, speech to text.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now that you said that out loud. I know he uses it for short things on his phone, but I don't think he uses it on his computer to write text. I think when he types emails, he literally types it out.
Okay, because I just there's one typo that I see scanning over his website. I don't know if that's something he'd want me to.
Well, if you want me to tell him, I can.
Yeah, I've never communicated with him before. I've listened to him on podcasts and whatnot, but
I'll just say he's the kind of guy, literally, sit down, have a beer with, and you'll just end up laughing your ass off to where it literally hurts.
nice. Oh man, I'm exhausted, man.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start a crypto podcast, or?
Yeah. Oh, 97%. Hold on. I got to kill something over here. Yeah. I don't want to say no. I don't want to say no to a crypto podcast. But the way I'll put it is, I only want to do podcasts about things that I already spend my time on. You know what I mean? So it's not extra work. I don't really know a lot about crypto except for, the obvious stuff is what I'm going to say. Okay, so then let me come down.
Maybe it'll
here.
be a good beginner.
There you go, 67. Oh, okay, sorry. I'm the RAM shooting up,
76.
not 62.
No, you said 67. I don't know.
Yeah. 61. Keeps dropping.
It's like my IQ.
Yeah, this is the easy thing I'll say about crypto. It is going to be the backbone of nearly everything moving forward because it has a certain amount of, I don't want to say embedded security, but it's a combination of security and authentication in it. And it without any extra effort makes it so if I send you a message, you send me a message, I am absolutely sure I can make it 100% guaranteed sure that is what I sent you and this is what you sent me. And there's no
Yeah,
ifs or buts.
it's like a nice combination of security and transparency.
Yeah. Well, and I like the fact that it puts the trust at the ends, not at the middle.
Yeah.
Like traditional.
Well, and so it's not even like crypto necessarily as much as decentralization in general and blockchain technologies. Yeah, I've been hanging out in that sphere quite a bit lately, as you know. I know you mentioned that on mini PC show a few weeks ago. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. I've been trying to migrate my website over to IPFS, hosted on a Pi here, but I just can't. I'm learning more every day, but it's like you saw that it's slow. There's something amiss.
Yeah, we did the rollout at my work, and yeah, we are still streaming. They wanted a warm body to be in the building from. We were closed Friday and Saturday to the public, okay, but we had to. They wanted a warm body in there from Thursday to close. Thursday at 5 o'clock to Monday at 5 o'clock. They wanted a permanent employee there, at least two all the time. So my shift was Friday night, 8 o'clock to midnight.
Wow.
And everyone knew you're going to go in, there's going to be nothing to do because the only time you're going to do something is when something fails. You know what I mean? And they've been literally every weekend for the last 6 weeks been doing pretend data backup, data conversions, and updating the system. So they had 6, betas where they kept pulling out bugs. And for the last 3 weeks, when they were doing the conversion of the data, petabytes of data, which literally took 36 hours on like servers with like 20 Xeon processors with like, 400 gigs of RAM. It took 30 hours. That's how bad it was. And so they knew it was going to work. So come the actual conversion, I brought my Switch in and I just sat there for 4 hours playing video games.
Nice.
Yeah. And then one guy tried to come and ask me about doing work. I'm like, no, get away. Come back on Monday.
I'm busy.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I gotta get going. I don't know if you saw. I put a little intro in there. If you can listen to it if you want. And
perfect, thank you.
Yeah. And as far as the title goes, I think that was a good title.
What?
I had a job once.
I'm game with that. Okay, cool. All right, man.
All right, Door. It's good. I'd like to catch up more
No, I still
sometime soon.
I've been told the wife I have to this year, 2022, coming 22. It has to be the year I go to places. Of course I told her go to conferences, and I got to make a trip to the Northwest this year.
Cool.
Period. As long as they don't try to give me crab cakes with jelly.
No, I don't think you have to worry about that.
That was ridiculous. You have to try our crab cakes. They're fantastic. I thought, no, they're not. Good man.
Yeah.
I will talk to you. I don't want to keep you.
Yeah, I'm about to pass out anyway.
And I gotta say, it was good to see your boy, man. He looks really good.
Yeah, he's funny as hell, man.
And you're gonna be in a lot of trouble when he gets older. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm in a lot of trouble already.
Just wait.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what to do for, like, he's in daycare right now, but I think he's just outgrown it.
Yep.
You know,
I
so
believe
he
it.
needs something to
Keep him busy.
stimulate him a bit more.
Exactly. I hear you, man.
So. All right, man. That was good. I'm glad we
Oh, hell yeah.
got something out 3 months later.
Yeah, well, good things come to those who wait. Absence
right.
makes the heart grow fonder.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Enough cliches. I'm out of here.
All right, man.
All right. Love you, brother.
I love you, man.
Bye.